Hi guys, it's Cara from carawilde.com, and today I am going to channel for you a message from a collective that I call the Ancients for a message for December. My intention is to bring through a clear, specific, channeled message for you that will help you to utilise the energies of December for your highest potential and the highest good of all. So that's my intention. And for those of you that are used to Aurora, don't worry, they're still around. I still channel them in individual sessions, and this energy called the Ancients, I've had quite a journey with them, but I've been consciously working with them for the past month, but kind of quiet, just really kind of on my own. Working with them at clearing my own stuff and getting to know their vibration and getting used to holding their energy in their body, because they feel really quite powerful to me. And I've gone through the whole kind of fears that I had when I first started channeling Aurora. So, you know, I've been sharing some of those with the Channel Your Guide course students. And then I've not been verbally channeling them, and I've been kind of avoiding that. And then me and Ian were talking the other day about like this big goal that we've got, and you know, trying to work it out from that kind of mind place. And Ian just went, you know, babe, you're a channel. Let's utilize that. Let's ask. And I'm like, oh no, because I know it's the Ancients that want to come through, and I don't know if I can do it. So as always, it was just like, oh, let's just see what happens. And I ended up channeling them for an hour. And as always happens in the channeling sessions, you know, we got a mental map and a mindset map of what we need to do, what we need to change, and everything. That kind of gave us about 6 months worth of stuff in an hour. And we're going to be re-listening to that and revisiting that, because you know, in any channel session, there's always layers of understanding. So whatever comes through of this next channeling, which is a bit of an experiment for me, because this is the first time I've channeled them publicly, then what I would suggest is that you listen to it once. The reason why I only do these once a month, at least, you know, at the most once a month, is because I know they're quite long. You know, they're about 20-30 minutes channeling. So I know that for most of us at the moment, that's a really quite long video to watch. But I would encourage you to give it some special time, even if you just have it on in the background while you're cooking the tea or something to begin with. You know, that first layer of information will sink in, and then you might want to listen to it again, because as you know, this is what I encourage with clients who come for readings as well. It's always about working in layers. So as you process that first part of the information, the next one's going to become available, and you'll hear it with different ears, because there's a different part of you in charge of the listening process. Okay, so just encourage you. And yeah, that's why I don't send many of these out, because I know we're all time management stuff. So I will go and channel them and see what happens. There still is a voice change very similar to Aurora. They're just a bit of a steadier vibration. And like a lot of the channels, you know, some channels that I talk to at the moment, and a lot of you that work with guides, I know that this new energy just doesn't mess around. And they are really to the point. But truth, resonating truth, even though it can be a bit at times, you always feel the love in it, and it always, they want the path of least resistance. That's something else. They want to get to it's the path of most effective change, I think, that deeply resonant truth. So I will see you later. Enjoy, and I hope there's something in it for you. Hello and welcome to our vibration, and we hope that we will give you information today that can help you to make the most effective changes in your own vibration, your own experience with the quantum fields that you call physical reality, so that you can have the most joyous time. So the channel has asked us to convey information that is pertinent to the month of December in your physical reality of this lifetime, 2016, which we are obliged to do in a very willingful way. So please remember that there are many of you who are watching this and experiencing this channeled message, who are deeply in resonance with the idea that you can feel the energies of mass consciousness, even when that ability is not desired. And we want to remind you that you do have a choice. And we want to remind you of a truth that you are choosing to experience and be affected by the vibration of mass consciousness. You don't have to. But you see, we want to address two main components. Why some of you struggle with the vibration of excitement and being able to hold that in your body, and the opportunity for you to utilize your ability to feel mass consciousness, and a reminder that it is a choice. So there is sometimes this idea that you're powerless to not be affected by mass consciousness energies. Some of you believe that almost that they're going to leak into your dreamscape, they're coming to get you somehow. And you can't experience that which you're not in resonance with, or that you're not giving permission to come into your experience. You are a conscious creator. You are a creator of your reality. You are a deliberate manifester, in that you deliberate that which you're going to allow into your life or not. So forget any ideas of victimhood that puts you outside of being the one that is in charge of your reality. And that's what we're calling you to become more and more in charge of your physical reality. Not just from a viewpoint of how you experience it, but also from a viewpoint of how you utilize that, how you experience and how you engage with, and how you allow, and how you determine, and how you utilize those energies that are around you, and the fact that you are a conscious creator. So let's keep your attention here. So December is, for the majority of you listeners, the ideal opportunity to access the feeling of excitement. And here's why. Here's why. First of all, let us deal with why excitement can be difficult for many of you to not just to experience, but also to maintain. Let's give you a different way of looking at that. You don't understand what excitement really does, and let's help you with that. So you know, or you have an idea, that you are consciousness in an expression of form. The form happens to be a physical body in physical reality at this moment. There are many other dimensions of form where you're also living concurrently. There's an expression of your consciousness in those other forms in other lifetimes. So even though you're not consciously aware all of the time, you can slipstream, but you're not consciously aware of those aspects of your consciousness that are existing in different times and different spaces. They all are. So you're one stream of consciousness. Imagine one ball of light, one source that then fountains off different streams of consciousness going into different lifetimes, different experiences. Past, future are happening concurrently. There really is no concept of past and future. Everything is the eternal now. So even though there's lifetimes that are happening in a different time in physical reality, because time is just a construct of which to engage, you use to engage with physical reality. Really, you're not. You're all in the same place. You're all in that different time now. So your lives are happening concurrently. It's just easier for your physical reality mind that outside of quantum thinking, that needs the linear progression of time, frame, reality creation, reality, new reality, new reality, new reality. Time gives you the sensation that you're moving through that which you're creating, when you're not. You stay still and everything changes around you. But that's a different conversation. So all of your lifetimes are happening concurrently. It's just that you have this idea that some of them are in a different time, future, past. There are also, this is where the exciting bit starts, there are also parts of your consciousness that are in the same time, but in a different space. So there is another version of you operating in December 2016, the same time, but is in a different space. They've made different decisions, different choices, and they're often called parallel lifetimes. So it's the lifetimes that have had the same inception choices. So the same choices of parents, the same choices of significant events and significant connections with individuals, but they have had at each choice point another birth of consciousness is materialized. So when you ended a relationship, part of you stayed. Another aspect of your consciousness stayed. But you're aware of the one that left because that's where you chose your consciousness to be. So at each point in your life journey so far, whenever there has been a significant choice point, a different quantum effect, a different life has happened, a different consciousness has occurred and given life to that life that then went on to make that choice realized in physical reality. So there are many of you, many of yourselves operating in physical reality. And we had the idea was when physical reality was created, you had the idea that you would have as many opportunities as possible to make this lifetime, this experience of physical reality a success. So you chose long ago that physical reality was the way that you were going to grow, the way that you were going to expand. And so the idea was that you choose as many different ways of experiencing that possibility expansion. You know, some of them will expand into a manner that you, not so joyful. Might not like that one, but you wanted to learn how to be successful in creating the reality that you wanted to experience. That's the definition of success. Consciously creating a reality you want to experience. So why not have as many different opportunities as you can for that? That's the idea of parallel lives and past and future lives. Streams and streams of consciousness. Whee! You know, diving in and having a go, relishing the lifetimes, relishing the choice points, relishing the experiences. And you see, when you get excited in this lifetime about anything, but when you experience that vibration of excitement, that's when you go up and you get those inspired ideas, and you think, and you have those downloads, and you think it's coming from your soul. And sometimes it is, but more often it's coming from these other lifetimes that are already in existence. You know, it's coming from many of the quantum, many of the parallel lives that have created that which you wish to experience with your past intact. So Cara has done some quantum jumping with her guide Aurora, and she has experienced, you know, lifetimes where she has been the most successful channel she can be and gained information from that parallel life. Some client that she has worked with has wanted to know what her writer self, you know, how can I become this writer? How can I do that? And so there was this journey to this parallel life where the decisions had been made in that stream of consciousness's choices had got her to already being a successful writer. And so the parallel life who was talking to the channel, who had made different choices but had that same collective past opportunities and life choices, was able to gain information from that quantum, that parallel self, from different parts of the quantum field, and take that information on, and was given ideas for the next part of the journey, but began the very next day, the very next few days, to make different choices in their lives to become that writer self, in the same way that the channel realized that the quantum leap into that parallel life of how she was going to be the most effective channel was to be a runner. And when she experienced that connection, though it did not make logical sense, there was a deep resonance, because you have a connection with your parallel self, and we want to call it your quantum self, in existence, all at the same now. And the exchange of information that can happen in your atoms at that deep level, that quantum level in that field, you can absorb it, you can download it. And you see, that's what happens when you reach excitement. And you say, you just know. Doesn't make logical sense, you just know. And that's because you're accessing other lifetimes that have already made those choices. So yes, you do just know. And so Cara decided, I'll run. She's since learnt it's to do with the amount of oxygen that she can hold in her body, and that can be utilised, that allows her to experience a clearer physical form for being a channel. And that journey is still unfolding. That understanding is still unfolding. So it's those, when you're getting excited and you get those downloads, you get those inspired moments, the information that you can have, that you do have access to. And then what's supposed to happen is you go up there into excitement, receive that information, bring it back down into your now, unpack it, live it, let it unfold. But here's what happens. First of all, you go up in that excitement. You want to stay there. You know, you do want to stay there, but you haven't got to that place. You haven't realised the capacity to stay in excitement all of the time. So Aurora would call this rocket fuel. Excitement is a rocket fuel for your desires, because it can bring that yes. And then you can pick up the information from other lifetimes and you can download it into your now. But you haven't developed the capacity to stay there. So you're not truly yet designed to stay there, physically, emotionally, or mentally. And here's why. When you first experience that excitement, all those parts of you that are not resonance with that higher vision of yourself, quantum physics can explain this, but the words are not available in the channel's mind yet. So with resonance, that is when two vibrations come into contact with each other, one's a high vibration, one's a lower vibration, the higher vibration can pull the other one up, or the lower one can pull that one down. And depending where you are with your fears and your doubts, some of those vibrations that are going to come up, let's call them aspects of self. Those parts of yourself that are fearful, that don't think it's them. There's a big energy of permission and allowing that we're going to explore shortly. You haven't given yourself permission to have this vision. You don't feel like you're allowed. You're going to get into trouble. You're going to get done. Something bad's going to happen. You know, collectively at mass consciousness, you're still not learned the lesson really that life is supposed to be a joyful unfolding. And so it feels like you're going against the grain. So many allergies in wheat, yes, going against the grain. And so you don't feel that you can, that vision is possible for you. And so you're going to look as way, who wants to get told off? Yes, who wants to get done? Who wants to get into trouble? Nobody. So those lower parts of your being can look to sabotage any potential goals because they want to keep you safe. Yes, so there is this, first of all, this idea that you bring in excitement. All those parts of you that are fearful kind of pull the energy of excitement back down to their level. And again, it wasn't for me, maybe not. And so there is an Eeyore moment, yes. And so the idea originally was that you go up into that excitement, get those downloads, get those other informations, you know, the other potentials are all saying yes, 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 and this is how, get that information, get that download, and then consciously take care of those parts of yourself that are scared in whatever way works for you. There are a multitude of tools available, yes. So the idea was to bring them up to speed of that faster vibration, and little by little by little by little, incrementally, you will unfold with more ease, not the huge leaps that would shake your system up a little too much, but you would ease into the next unfoldment of that vision because you'll be bringing the other parts of you along for the ride. So where you are as a collective in humanity, that's the best way of utilising that energy of excitement. And what can also lead to the uncomfortable feeling that can result from the energy of excitement, and why it can kick off so many addictions. So we understand that many of you that can reach that high vibration, when you get there, you want to if you use food to numb it, it's because those parts of you that are scared are sabotaging yourself, and they're more in touch and more in control. They're more in charge of you. If you go up to that expression of excitement, and one of the addictions is smoking, then it's because excitement is taking you out of the idea of belonging, and you are using smoking as a way to belong again. So let us explain that a little. Now here is the other reason why excitement can be so difficult. So you, at your, at your core memory that's beyond a conscious awareness, but's really held deep in your cellular memory, is that you belong to a collective whole. So you know that individuation is a kind of pretense. Yes, it's a useful game, it's a useful tool, the idea of being an individual, but you are somewhere on some level remembering that you belong to a collective whole. And as you look around you in your physical reality, the collective whole that you are aware of is mass consciousness. You don't see that you're connected to the collective whole of your soul groups, your soul self, your soul group self, and ultimately to source. You know, and outside of physical reality, that is still, even when you're a non-physical being, there is still a sense of individual, different from that in physical form, but still a sense until you get back even a wider, broader perspective of ultimately one. But the only one that you see daily is this idea of mass consciousness. And so those of you who are empathic, those of you who are energetically sensitive, you know, can choose to still feel the energies of mass consciousness because you want to feel like you belong. You can turn that off, but you might not like the quietness. So you're used to the energetic noise of collectiveness. So here's a good thing of how you can utilize that. So one more clarity, when you go up into that excitement, you can feel that you're leaving mass consciousness, because there's not many of you that live always in excitement. There's not that many of you experience excitement on a daily basis. So when you begin to experience something new, it's like the first entrepreneur that decided they weren't going to work on a Monday morning. You know, you look around you and everybody else is going to work. There's a part of you that, you know, you'd like to be in celebration, but really you're kind of like, because the ultimate fear is being ostracized from your collective, because that would be like leaving source. Not possible, but you know, that's the ultimate fear. That's the ultimate evil. That's the ultimate fear, is you're an individual, but you absolutely fear isolation. So you want to find ways that you can belong. And as more entrepreneurs decided that they would work in a different manner, it became easier because you can feel like you're belonging to something else. So the more people that are building something else, the easier it is to feel like you can belong. Yeah, so you're wanting to make huge changes in your life. One of the scary things is you're leaving one collective before you've really discovered a new collective. Isolation is the ultimate disconnect, and that's fear speaking its loudest, is the idea that there is such a thing as disconnect. But as you look around, your mass consciousness is your collective, is your sense of belonging. If everybody was given permission to be joyful and to experience excitement and to make choices that were unique, then you wouldn't feel the grip of fear so much when you were in that level of excitement and knowing that you can make changes for yourself. And so because cigarette smoking is one of the ways that collectively you try to demonstrate symbolically that you belong, you know, you belong to a pack, you belong to a group, that can be one of the addictions that grasps you when you're in excitement. So don't give yourself a hard time if you can't find yourself in excitement, but allow yourself to go there and get the information and get the downloads, unconsciously so, yes? And then what we want to tell you for December is you can really, really utilize the energy of allowing and permission, so that January can be a year where January will be the year of enthusiasm, will be the month of enthusiasm. Pave the way in December with the energies of allowing and permission. So if you were to listen to our next parts of our guidance, this is the most effective way that we can allow you, that we can demonstrate to you the possibility of allowing more permission and allowance into your life, so that the enthusiasm energy of January can be the perpetuator of the visions that can then be grounded more in February, end of January, beginning of February. So here, definitely in the Western culture, December is dominated with the energy of Christmas. Sometimes that is the energy of presents and celebration. Sometimes it's the energy and the return of Christ consciousness. From a natural rhythm point of view, it is the return of light. And symbolically, that is the in this hemisphere, it is the return of light. And so that is the return of Christ consciousness, of light, of allowing more in, the opening up, of opening and receiving. So what can happen in December is the opt-out crew can gain much momentum. So those of you that want to opt out of mainstream and mass consciousness can opt out in a way that works against you. So you can opt out in a way that judges those that wish to experience Christmas in the more traditional way, or the way that has been predominant in the Western culture. And there can be an attitude of better than also, because this idea that you're not perpetuating the creation of material form that's then just going to harm your planet, and the waste of money, and the attachment to image, and the self-image attachment that can come from owning the next PlayStation, or the next gaming, or the next best thing, or the next phone, or whatever material it is. So there can be much opt out of that, but really you're just adding to the collective judgment of it. You're just adding to a negative energy of that way of being. And go ahead if that's what you wish to do, but there is a more productive use of your time and energy and vibration that will put you more in alignment with your future goals for yourself. So that is in December. Don't look at the form that has been manifested. Instead, tune into the energies that are available. So the energies that are available in December are celebration, reclamation. So a reclamation of the light, the celebration, the wonder, the magic. Reclaim those parts of Christmas for yourself, or of December for yourself, or the Festival of Lights for yourself. There is much, if you focus just on the vibration that's available, you can gain much from this month. So here it is. Allow yourself to appreciate the good that you see. So there are many people in your society that say, don't judge the negative. Stop telling me that I have to be positive all the time. Stop judging the negative. There's many people that are lonely at Christmas. There's many people that are in poverty and can't afford the pressure that's put on them, and they feel less than. We know we're not going to argue with that level of reality. That is in existence, absolutely. But you don't find the solution to it by judging those who choose not to engage in it. So you don't find the solution to it by belonging to that same vibration either. So the self-righteousness that can come from judging those that are choosing to experience the abundance of Christmas, that self-righteousness is the energy that you're putting into mass consciousness. The guilt that you can feel, the guilt that you can feel for the abundance that you have and the other people not having abundance, is the guilt that you're adding to mass consciousness. If you were to be in appreciation of this, the fact that December calls people from around the globe to reconnect with those that they love and celebrate a sense of collection and belonging in their family. People go out of their way to reconnect. People go out of their way to reconnect with nature, to celebrate. If you're a pagan, definitely this time of year, to celebrate the life-giving energy of the light and the sun that is returning, to be grateful and gratitude for the warmth that is coming and returning, for the light that is helping the seeds that will help the seeds to grow. So there is much celebration of reconnecting to love and to light, that which nurtures and grows life. You can choose to focus on that to begin with. Then you can choose to focus on the children and the magic that they radiate. The magicalness of the traditional Santa Claus story of they don't just get excited about, the magical child here is really at play. If you want to see that part of you outside in physical reality, they're not excited about You know, is something good going to happen? They're excited about what is the good that's going to happen. They're excited about possibilities. They're excited about magic, about wonderful reindeers that can fly and sleighs that can go through the night, for the traditional way of looking at that. You know, they're looking at the possibilities of magic, the awe of that. Awe is such a wonderful, wonderful vibration. Make use of that vibration by appreciating it, by focusing on it, by valuing it. Value the awe that you see. Value the magical child that is around. Appreciate them. Let that energy in. Let that be the energy that you add to the collective. And what other energy can you utilize? So the love, the light, the connection, the celebration, the permission to receive, the permission for gifts, the permission to receive, the permission for extravagance, the permission for allowing, the permission. See the presence as a good thing. See the presence as a good thing. Be present to that receivership. Allow the gifts in. You see, when you do that, you allow yourself to experience the vibration of abundance. Abundance is celebration, is love, is light, is receiving, is magic, is possibilities. Allow yourself to almost feed vicariously off that which you see. So it's not feeding as in an ugly vampire kind of manner, but as you appreciate and focus on the good that you see, and we assure you there is much available goodness to see in the month of December. As you allow yourself to appreciate that and bask in that, not only is that you receive it for yourself, but you're topped up with it, and then you are going to be inspired to reach out to those that may be lonely. You're going to give that gift of abundance to somebody else. As long as you truly receive it yourself, it will be a pure gift of abundance, and it will benefit them more. It will benefit them in some way. But be present. Be present to the gifts of receivership that you see going on around you. Utilize your ability, if you're sensitive, to feel the energies of mass consciousness by consciously choosing to feel into the good vibration that is around at this time of your year. By focusing on the positive intention, the magic, the goodness that you see. Allow yourself to utilize that energy that's available in mass consciousness. Imagine the families laughing. The son coming from the other side of the world to visit their parents out of love and permission to take the time. Not those that have come out of a sense of obligation and duty, those that are genuinely reconnecting from a place of worth. You see, many of you don't experience yourselves as worthy of abundance. So how do you transcend it? How do you reclaim your reality? By taking charge of it, by deciding for yourself, by sifting through the information. And you can use, if you want to celebrate Christmas, you can use that as a way to practice the muscle of deliberate creation by your own choices. So by sifting through everything that is available and finding what feels good to you, what feels nourishing, what feels satisfying, what you want to give yourself permission and allow yourself to experience. How would you build an experience for yourself? What do you want to have a go at giving yourself permission to experience? Utilize the magical child. Tap into that energy by appreciating that which you see outside of yourself. The good that you see outside of yourself, the celebration, the possibility, the potential. Allow yourself to feel that energy. Validate the abundance by appreciating and noticing the good that you experience in your life, in your world. The positive intentions, as much. Most people in your reality are loving, kind, good people, yes? Let that be your focus. Let that be your focus. Allow yourself to get excited. Use the energy of excitement that is around to let you peep over into those collective parallel lives to receive that information and then reclaim this month. Reclaim this month as your experience of December, how you want to experience it. Are there any magical things that you wanted to do as a child that you've not given yourself permission to do? The channel's going ice skating. The channel is also doing her home up in a particular manner, one that she's always wanted to, but kind of felt that it might have been superficial. There is some permission to construct an experience that you wish to enjoy. Don't worry about whether it will come off yet, just utilize your capacity to build a picture of what you want to experience and make choices and decisions to allow that into your reality as much as possible. Use the vibrations that are around for you now in this December month. Collectively, the enthusiasm, the permission to just not work is huge in your mass consciousness at the moment, or it will be by the end of this month. Utilize that. Feel that letting go. Feel the opportunity for celebration. Utilize that collective soup of positive, vibrational streams of consciousness ready for your new year. Build up your ability to feel it. Build up your ability to use it. You're a vibrational being. Use this as an opportunity to collectively allow that into your now, into your being. Collectively use it. Use it. Use it. Utilize it. Consciously though. That's the trick. Consciously do this by choosing the vibration, not judging the form. Choose the vibration, because you're gathering up momentum. You're gathering up momentum. You're going to use it for your global and personal visions. Global and personal visions. Let yourself use it. Build it up, build it up, build it up, build it up. Develop a capacity. Develop a capacity to feel it, to choose to feel it, to notice it, to appreciate it. Build up that capacity. And as you build up that capacity, you'll then get into a feeling of desire for your future. You'll build up that momentum, that desire. And this is where your ability to start manifesting is really going to come into its form. And you're going to use the energy of enthusiasm in January to really hone in on those goals and take them home. December, use it wisely. Use it intentionally. Be self-righteous if you wish to, but know that that's the vibration you will continue to experience in your life if you want to. Or choose celebration, aliveness, magic. Your choice, your reality. We will be with you in your collective again. Until next time, farewell. Okay, so that was your introduction to the ancients, and I can hear children, like on a really practical level, I can hear children. That's my call to go because my kids are going to be home from school soon. Okay, catch you later. Love to hear your thoughts, your comments, and how you're going to use this energy, and what do you want to create for yourself in December? What do you want to focus on? How are you going to reclaim December for yourself from your family of origin, from mass consciousness? How are you going to be in charge and live life on your terms? Okay, see you later. Bye.